Okay. Oops. Okay. So today we're going to be working on getting some stuff synchronized and up to date. I'm going to be adding in some documentation to this stuff. So I've refactored quite a bit. Well, I say refactored. I've created a whole new structure from what we were doing last week. We were working last time on Core V2, I think, and all this stuff, getting the preview working with the video engine. We were doing bulk images and PDF outputs. So that's all done now, but I wasn't really happy with the project structure, so I've refactored it to this for the moment. And actually I want to add in, not like that, not like that, I want to add in another project actually here called, let's see if I find it, node example. So there we go. Node example is just a node project, but it allows us to run like stuff from core, because we're importing stuff from core, so we can just check everything's working in node, which will eventually be what we're running the render servers on to generate our video stuff. So that's all good. So okay, but we're not really focusing on that straight away. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be like filling out the Edit2Squared core with some stuff, because at the moment there's not really anything in it, but we have written most of this code already, so it's a lot of just like pulling it over from the other repo, just making sure it's all in there and working, documented, etc, etc. To do that, I'm going to be running a few scripts. Whoop, down here. So we've got yarn, these following yarn scripts, lots of different things. So I think what we'll do is we'll run docs. If I run dev, does it rebuild it? Oh, cool. We can have both running at the same time. Cool, 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 cool. Right, wait a minute. Let me just bring the docs over. There we go. So we've got some docs here. So I want to fix this first of all, this kind of like this exports thing. I'm not overly happy with the way things are exported. But anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. We have this React project which inherits the core project. So core is like just a SDK, right? Kind of wrap around Fabric.js. That's the point. And then we have React, which are React components built on top of that, allowing us to do stuff with it in React. So build new applications quickly, and then we have the React example project, which is where we're just kind of like implementing those React components. We're just testing they're all working. But let's run that now. So if we run dev on the React project, and then the React example, I'll just wait for that all start, and I'll just go back up to the code here. So let's so here we go. This was me testing stuff yesterday. So okay, cool. So this is a preview component. So if we go to React example, you see we're using preview here. We want to probably do it this way around. This was me messing around yesterday with it. So if I change this to like pink, you'll see it update. Perfect. So if I do div, let's just make this a bit cleaner for like so we can see what we're doing. Give it a bit of margin. Can't spell. Margin. I don't know, 1 rem. Okay, so we can see it a bit better. Maybe do like margin left and margin right. Whoops. One rem. There we go. Okay, cool. So you can see that this is being built here. We pass parameters in. The other cool stuff with this, we've got like IntelliSense working. So if I like start writing VG color, you can see it picking it up, saying that this is what it is. So put it in. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, like transparent. I think should work. Yeah. Okay. So it's cool. We can put hex and CSS and all kinds of stuff, and we can document it as well. So we'll do that in a minute. Actually, we'll have a look at that, see how that works. I presume we can document it. Who knows, right? Okay, so that's the React example, and then we've got the React project, which will have that component in it, preview a component. And you see we've got some stuff going on here. Let me just close some of these tabs. There you go. So you can see it. So we've got preview component, and then it's using this fabric service, which is coming from core. So you can see this is just me messing around, making sure this kind of like hierarchy works between everything. Because if it didn't work, then obviously that's not ideal. So we're making sure that our example app can pull in packages from our React package library. So this is npm packages. Let's just say each project is like an npm package, right? So, well, apart from the example, that's like a React website, right? But the React thing, that's like the export of this is like a npm bundle, right? Package bundle, which you can put on npm if you wanted to, or wherever. We'll post this privately, so we might expose it publicly. But anyway, yeah. So the preview is here, and we can do stuff with that. And then we have core. So we've got this like get canvas element, which is coming from core. I've got this fabric service. So at the moment, I'm exporting this fabric service from core, which is a singleton, and then we're calling an element on that. So I can show you that quickly. So under services, we've got this. So we're exporting fabric service here, which is what this is. We're calling this get canvas element. So this is a core func. Now, if everything's synced up properly, this should update. Should update, but I don't know if I'm actually building React. It'd help if I did that. No, it wouldn't. It would help if I did that. See, I think I need to stop. Wait a minute. If I stop this and then do non-dev. Here we go. There you go. Let's update it now. Sorry. It's because I was running the docs site, so the docs site won't work now. I'll run this separately. Let me go here. Gosh, it's hard to see, isn't it? So let me go into, what was it, core, and we'll start docs. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So now we've got everything running. So we should have this. We refresh that. That should work. Good. And then we have. Let's close this, and then we have the actual React app, which is picking up stuff from core. This is a function. There we go. This is a function, so it updates. Updates a few seconds later. That's fine. It's doing this like cascade, right? So core's bundling and building, and then the React SDK is bundling. Sorry, the React library is bundling, and then finally it then feeds through to the actual example app, which is what we're seeing here. Which is good. Okay, so let's start getting some stuff in there. So first of all, I'm gonna open a few new windows over to the side. Got this preview over here. Okay, so here we go. So previewer. So I wanted to check out how. So preview is a like TSX, right? And we have this like string class name. Is there any way we can add descriptions to this in TypeScript so that like the inheriting app knows what it is? Not that it's particularly important. I mean, obviously we know it's a string or undefined, which means that in our app, when we add it in, you can see it's it's got a string there, so that's fine. But can we say what type it is? Like, give it documentation? I don't know. Is that even a thing? So React.css properties. No. Okay, fine. So it's just like types at this point, which is fine. That's not a problem. That's fine. In our documentation, we'll define what the components can take. Actually, we probably won't, because we probably won't expose the React components at all. The underlying core, I want to document, which is what this is for. And so let's quickly change this actually, because this is the first thing I want to change. So as I mentioned earlier, we're exposing this Fabric service instance, but you can't see here in the documentations any of the actual underlying functions, which is what we kind of really want to be calling and documenting. So so let's first of all change that. So instead of like exporting a class, we're going to be export this probably, and we'll do that and then delete that. So in here, in the index for core, this Fabric service isn't going to be working, but instead we can do, what do we call it? Get canvas element by id. Get canvas element by id. We can then add that into here and here. Save that. Save that. I should then build. There we go. So now we've got this default, and you can see that the canvas element, the ID is on that, and then we've got functions here, and it actually tells us what we pass into it, which obviously is nothing at the moment, but it tells us what we pass in, which is nothing, and the return type, which is a string. Sorry, I'm just looking at this index 3 Fabric service 1. I suppose the index TS3, that's this here. And wait a minute, let me make this window a bit smaller so my head doesn't get in the way. Oh god, not like that. Let's do that again. I had the wrong thing selected. Okay. Okay. So now my head comes underneath it. You know, what you're seeing is what I'm seeing, so that's good. So what was I saying? Yeah, index TS3 is for that, and then it has type declarations in it, which obviously know that. And then we also have like these named exports, which is like Fabric service TS1, right? Which is here. Lovely. So that's good. Perfect. Documentation. So we can do better than that. Let's just grab some random documentation. So get canvas element by UID. I'm going to pass it a few things. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, let's fix up this this thing. Because this won't work at the moment, I'm guessing. Okay, that's fixed it. Cool. Right, anyway. Let's add a bit of documentation in here, so we know what we're working with. I've already written some. Here we go. So, position the past object centered in the camera size. So, retrieve. Whoops. Retrieve an object from the Fabric canvas by the unique identifier. Canvas, Fabric canvas, Fabric canvas. and then we've got UID, the fabric objects unique identifier. The fabric objects unique identifier to be if object, if fabric object with UID doesn't exist. No, fine. No, fine. The fabric object's unique identifier. So this will probably update stuff. So we want to do canvas is fabric. I don't think we've installed this yet. Wait a minute. So let's just grab a new terminal. Oh gosh. Okay. Bonk. Oh, on core. That's cool. And then we want to yarn add fabric. I just want to quickly check if it's fabric.js. That's just fabric. And do yarn add at types fabric. Should be fine. So this is a fabric.canvas, and we want UID, which is a string. Now, const objects, well, should we use Lodash? But Lodash is apparently slower than using, so okay, well, wait a minute. Let's do yarn add Lodash. Very quick. Then go import from Lodash. What are you having issues with? Okay. Yarn add Lodash types. So Lodash is like a library for doing. It's got a lot of useful utilities for like querying arrays and stuff, which you can do in native JavaScript absolutely fine. But it's just more convenient, and I'll show you why. Because like we can do, so we can do like return Lodash dot, and then we want to find something, right? And then you pass it the collection you want to query. So this we're doing get objects, and then the filter. The filter can be a predicate, or we can do this, which is like a shorthand where it will look based on the properties of the objects. So here we're like looking for in the objects anything where the UID is equal to the UID which we're passing in, and that's it. And that returns some stuff. If I do like that, what does that? That should throw an error, right? Okay, cool. So this should be like a, well, get objects. What's this returns? Is it fabric objects? Ugh. Retrieve an object from the fabric canvas, blah 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 blah. Parameters canvas and UID. So what this is saying, I think, is that the return type undefined missing. Just trying to read it. Type, canvas UID, blah blah blah. Undefined is missing. Or 32 more. So this is a problem with this low dash thing. But you don't have to use like low dash for this, and in fact low dash is less performant using native VSCode. That's the only thing, right? So another way of doing it is to do, oh gosh, not like that. You could do canvas dot get objects dot find, and then this part's in the predicate of the object. Let's do O. And then we can do return o.uid, which is interesting because this is going to throw an error. But anyway, we'll come back to that. It's equal to uid, and we'll do TS ignore for this for the moment. That will return actually won't it? Is that the right way to do it? Find, is that returning an array? Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Method return array objects, oh wait a minute, dot find, returns an object or undefined. Right, fine. Okay. What's this? Canvas. Type canvas of string objects or undefined is missing the following parameters from type object. Wait, what? Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what? Why isn't it all like that? If I do like return undefined, why are you having issues? Is it because of this thing? If I get rid of this. See me struggling with TypeScript. I haven't really used TypeScript too much before. It's missing the following properties from type object. It is missing the following properties from type object. We don't have type object. I don't quite understand what it's trying to get at. If I got rid of that, if I got rid of this, is it because it doesn't know what it is? Fabric.canvas. Am I stipulating the return type wrong? Also, why is my yarn script not working? Oh, there we go. Boink. So here we go. Talking of documentation, so this is now popped in. Oh, okay, it figures it out automatically, does it? Cool. I mean, that's what we want, right? Returns undefined or objects. Retrieve an object from the fabric canvas by unique identifier. Fabric canvas. The fabric objects unique identifier. Yeah. Cool. And now the reason we've got TS ignore here is because Fabric doesn't have this unique identifier on the object. So we'll see if we can improve that. Should update them at 7. Let's refresh it. I don't know how long it takes to like build one of these. Is my docs one. Wait, this was my docs one. Oh wait a minute. Oh okay, fine. Because I've got an error. That's cool. So because I've got an error, it's not gonna generate the docs for me. So I'm just having a look at how we can add properties instead. Pardon me. It's apparently an extend thing. Let me just bring up what I'm looking at so you can have a look as well. Or simply needs to customize object serialize representation. All you need to do is work with the two object methods, either completely replacing it or extending this by this. Two object function return name. Okay, so you're replacing the two object stuff. Oh, here we go. You can also see the object now has a custom rotation of our rectangle. This kind of override is probably not very useful, though. So how about we instead extend rectangles to object method with additional property? What's this fabric util object extend? What's that? That looks interesting, doesn't it? Fabric extending some of the docs. Copies all new properties from one JS object to another. This does not and cannot compete with generic utils. Does not clone or extend the fabric object subclasses. This is mostly for internal use and has extra handling from JS objects. Just skip canvas and group properties and do clone. Does not clone or extend the fabric object. This clone creates an empty object and copies properties of another object to it. This method is mostly for internal use. Fabric.js extend properties. Add ID to object. Extend. Let's see what Stack Overflow has for us, shall we? You can add an attribute with Fabric object prototype, so add this. You can extend the Fabric object class and add your own property, but the easiest way would be using Fabric util object extend. You can add as many custom properties as you want to access it using object to object.id. I don't know if that's what we want. So what's he doing here? Extend object properties, object to object, and turn Fabric util extend. Extend object properties. I don't know if that's useful. You can add it to the prototype thingy. Object properties from a serialized object and loading with canvas loaded JSON. Properties should be returned from 2 object methods. Properties should be added to the state properties array of the fabric objects. Example of using lock movement X, lock movement rotation, etc. Returns an object rotation of an instance. So where's the lock? Oh, there you go. This is interesting to fix. Oh, is this extending? Example using. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted already. This is kind of looking into like how we extend fabric objects. So we won't do this for the moment because we are using JavaScript, which means we can do stuff. You know, it doesn't matter if this doesn't exist on the object at this point. Okay. Anyway, let us have a look at what we're doing. So I've got a few more functions here that I'm going to add in. Right, let's have a look. So previewer, we have fabric, so initialize canvas. Do we want to do this on here? Like add in a initialize canvas here? Like given a canvas, given like a canvas string, or like the canvas ID. Export const initialize canvas static. Initialize. We'll call it static canvas. And we're going to go ID. Oops. Element canvas, and then we have width string, height string, no, number, height, number, and back VG color string. String or fabric pattern, or fabric dot pattern. Can you do this? Parameter initialize only land constructor. It is constructor. Okay. What size are we going to make our default one? 420? Kicks and giggles. There's some defaults in here, and VG color will do equals what, transparent? No, we'll make it like hot pink for the moment. then we're going to go new fabric dot static canvas. We're going to do element, and then we pass in the arguments. So element can be string, HTML, canvas, or HTML canvas. HTML canvas element. Cool. So we can pass in the full canvas element if we want to. Okay, cool. And then we're going to go width is width, height is height, and background color is BG color. Oh, wait, did I not got fabric in already? Okay, fine. We may have to connect link fabric instances. I don't know how fabric works in that respect, so we'll see. Anyway. Oh my goodness, I can't spell. Okay, cool. So we've got this. Let's just check it works. So in our previewer, oh wait a minute. If I go back to my index.core, we're going to be able to add some more stuff, which is like, what was it? Build canvas? Gosh, initialize canvas. Initialize static canvas. I just initialize static canvas. Oh gosh. Okay. Building that, and then in here, if we go to the previewer, we can do canvas. Give it a canvas ID. Ref. We'll use a ref up here. How does ref work? I can't remember. Const preview canvas. I think we can just chuck that in this use ref, I think. Is that right? I suppose we don't need that because we have the ID. I'll figure this out. Oh, that's cool. You pass in stuff out. Anyway, we don't want this anymore. Not doing that. We probably should get rid of this entirely. Let's get rid of you. In fact, let's get rid of all of this stuff because we don't really need it anymore. So canvas is there, and then we want to do initialize canvas, and then we're going to do a use effect. We'll just do it on initialization for the moment. Initialize static canvas, and we'll pass in canvas the ID, and I think that's it, right? I think everything else is like default there. What's going to happen? We'll find out. Right. Error found. Current result fabric implementation. Oh gosh. Can't resolve fabric implementation. Do you think we should be passing around fabric? So they're putting fabric directly like that. Some of it. Import fabric from fabric. Should we see what the errors is? Errors is? Cannot find properties of undefined reading get objects. So fabric doesn't exist. Cannot. Wait. Wait, what? Cannot read properties of undefined reading get objects. Previewer. Get objects. There shouldn't be a get objects in this, should there? So this thing, fabric canvas, get objects. Wait a minute, if I take this off on it, if I just do like return undefined, so fix it. Not read properties undefined reading get objects in the preview. TSX line 17. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You haven't rebuilt. Wait. Hey, wait a minute. Something's not running. Here we go. Oh, use ref. We're not using. Okay, fine. Because it's not compiling. Right, you bundled. You're bundled. Hey, there we go. Boom, done. Just getting confused there. Where are the errors coming from? So the errors because I left some dependencies in and type checking was being super aggressive and going, hey, you need to include this. Anyway, that's fine. So we've initialized our canvas. Let's do some stuff, shall we? So, so I want to work on the. This idea of using the Fabric.js inbuilt serialization stuff. So anyway. So let's build the, okay, so we've got a canvas now, and then within that canvas, so the canvas might be like full screen, it might be like, small like this or whatever. It may not necessarily represent the video that we're editing. So it will in some cases, it won't in other cases. Okay. What do I mean by that? So if you look at things like Canva or Figma, look at it now. Figma.com maybe? I don't know. That's probably it. Let's just log in. I'll do. I don't know what I have in my Figma account. We'll find out. Right, this one, for example. It's just me messing around. Right, the canvas is like the entire screen, right? Like you can see, like it's massive, right? But the only thing we want to edit is in this section. If that makes sense. Like this little white area here is like the, like what's going to be rendered. It's like the canvas area. So we want the same thing in our editor, right? So like you can have stuff like off screen that then like comes in, blah blah blah, and you can like drag it around and stuff, etc. etc. That's kind of cool. I like that. Sorry, I'm just looking at how this works. Oh, that didn't work. Wait. I was working a minute ago. Wait, what's going on? There we go. I like how it clips it if it's like transecting this rectangle, but if it's outside of it, you can see the whole thing. That's kind of cool. Anyway, that's by the by. Getting distracted by thinking now. But the idea is that we have this kind of like this white rectangle, whatever color rectangle that represents the actual renderable part of the canvas. And we'll probably have it, because we only have one, we'll only ever have one per like preview or per whatever we're doing. Yeah. So what should we call this? Should we call it the background? Should we call it like scene? I don't know what we'll call it, scene background or something. But let's create that. Oh, actually, first of all, let's create this. Let's document this. We'll say, let's just grab this. Go. So element is the HTML canvas element or HTML canvas element ID. Then we have like width, the HTML canvas width, and then we have the same for height. The height. What was the last one? Background. Background color of the canvas instance. Like that. Copy the naming conventions. BG color. The background color of the canvas instance. The canvas instance. The width of the canvas instance. The height of the canvas instance. Right, save that and check our doc site. Okay, here we go. So we've got initialize static canvas now. Retrieve an object from construct a fabric. So we've got like a fabric static canvas. Fabric static canvas. That's not. We'll call like fabric for capital. Yeah, for everything else. Construct a fabric static canvas. Just static canvas. Just want to get the docs for the static canvas so I can write up what it is a bit cleaner. Say static canvas, you can't drag objects around, draw register. Has no interactive layer and no event handling. Create a fabric static canvas without an interactive canvas without an interactive. Create a fabric canvas without interactive layer. When it said it doesn't have events, I'm not sure I agree with that. I don't think that's 100% sure. Okay, so anyway, this should be more performant. So, construct a fabric canvas without interactive layer, without the interactive layer. Oops. Okay, cool. Parameters string HTML canvas element HTML canvas ID with the width of canvas. Got the defaults coming through. Pattern pink. Oh yeah. change that to like transparent. No, we'll keep it as pink at the moment. We'll change it to transparent later. Right, next we want to go export const. What do they call this, do you think? What have they called it? No. It's like a frame selection. Maybe we'll call it frame then. Initialize static canvas, build, up. Build frame, build canvas frame. Canvas frame. So this is going to be the background frame thing. So for this, we need to pass it in. We need to pass in the actual canvas. Go over here. Which is a fabric. Oops, fabric.canvas. We also have a width and a height for it, and a color. So the same as this. There is some other stuff I want to add in. So the default is going to be what, white? This initialized canvas though, we may want to do. We may want to. We may want to put this in the initialized canvas. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm just trying to think whether we actually need this, because the build canvas frame, will we be reusing this, or will it only ever be an initializer? Who knows, right? We'll find out. Anyway, so we'll need to check if canvas already exists. So we can do like const canvas frame equals get element by UID, because we already have it. So pass it to canvas, and the UID we're going to call it frame. Let's call it something like we want to keep it like I don't know. We're gonna have like specific names. Maybe I can like, oh gosh, like const. Canvas frame UID. Do it like this maybe. We'll reuse this UID a bunch of times. Anyway, and then we go if. So what can this return? This can return object or undefined. So if we do if type of canvas frame is equal to undefined, we need to create it, yo. Let's create this as a let. Oh gosh. Just trying to think. So I'll do canvas frame equals new fabric dot rect, basically, and then we'll copy all of this stuff in, just like some generic stuff. Color, it's going to be very similar. Default into white. Width, height, fabric shadow, non-scaling, true, blur 10, fine. And then we do like canvas dot add brackets canvas frame. And we can now add that into our preview. Oh no, wait, we need to export this function. Keep forgetting, man. Now the only thing is, I'm not sure whether build canvas frame will ever actually use, or whether it will be part of initialized canvas. Should we put it in initialized canvas? The only problem is we've got like canvas width and height, and then we've got like this internal canvas frame width and height and color. Let's stick it here for the moment, and we'll figure it out. I kind of want the SDK to be pretty generic and open, I guess, and then we can like do whatever we want with it later. So what's it? Build canvas frame. You need to pass it a canvas. Wait, what's returned by initialized canvas? Initialized. Wait. It's a static canvas, okay, cool. Const canvas, or like canvas instance equals canvas instance. Right, we're not going to bother doing anything else, that's going to be it. Wait, this says it needs canvas instance. Argument of type standard canvas is not assignable to parameter type canvas. To canvas element. Can I do canvas or static canvas? Or do as canvas? As fabric.canvas. See what happens. Oh god. Cannot resolve fabric service. What's going on here? Okay. Build canvas frame. Either declare one or more provider initializers. Blah 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 blah. Oops. Cannot resolve fabric service. Oh gosh, where are we then now? Right, cannot resolve fabric service. Am I doing the right thing? I don't know, wait a minute. Cannot resolve. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Let's cancel you. And then do yarn add fabric. Is this an example one? Yeah, so we'll have to have fabric installed. Do we have to have fabric installed? Oh god. Let's see if this works first, I guess. Import fabric from. I don't know if we do want fabric at this point, but maybe. cannot find module. Wait, what? What's this in preview? Oh my god, wrong place, didn't I? Oh my goodness me! Right, let's clean this up a bit. Let's go to your package. Let's get rid of you. I don't need that. Let's do yarn update. Donk. You can start, and then wait, this is cool, and then gosh, what's this? Wait a minute. And then here we go. Cancel that. Then we do yarn add fabric. I'm not sure if I want fabric here, but we'll see. Oh wait, illegal operation directory. Wait, no stream. What's this? Oh gosh. Come across this before. Alright, this is it for today.